So let's start about the today's class. So very good morning to all of you and welcome to the physics class.
Good morning, sir.
Okay, morning to all of you once again. So today what we are going to do, we are just going to study about the resolution of vector, or you can say the component of the vector. Okay, so
Yes, sir.
resolution of vector, resolution, resolution of vector, or you can say component of vector, component of vector. Yeah. So when we are discussing about the resolution of vector, component of vector, so it is divided in two parts. First, we'll discuss about the two-dimensional component. Then we'll come to the three-dimensional component. Okay. So first we are starting here the two-dimensional component of vector. Two-dimensional component of vector. So let's see how we'll do the two-dimensional component of vector. So you can see, let's say a vector of magnitude p. Okay, as shown in figure, you can see here in a figure. So this is, let's say, y-axis and this is your x-axis, and here is the one vector that named as a p. Okay, the magnitude is p and this is lying at angle theta degree with horizontal. Okay, so we wish to see its component along the x-axis and along y-axis. So what we wish to see? We wish to see the component of this p vector along the x-axis and along the y-axis. So you can mark here O, and you can just draw perpendicular from here. This is, let's say, p vector and this is point P. You can mark draw perpendicular from here and mark it, let's say Q, and draw perpendicular from here also, perpendicular on y-axis. So this will be R. Okay, so you can see in triangle POQ. Let's say the component of this p vector along this is, let's say you are saying this is px, means component of p vector along x-axis is px and component of p vector along y-axis is, let's say, py. So in triangle POQ, cos theta is base upon hypotenuse. Base is your px and hypotenuse is your p. So you can write is px is equal to p cos theta. So this is our first equation. So in triangle, in this triangle only, you can take about the sine theta. Okay, the sine theta in this triangle will become how much? This will be your
upon P.
perpendicular. This perpendicular is your py and hypotenuse
Y
is
upon P.
p. Yeah, this will become,
Equals to P sine theta.
yeah, this becomes p sine theta. Now you can see the component of this p vector along x-axis is your p cos theta. The component of this p vector along y-axis is p sine theta. So in one more form we can represent this vector. So you can write this px, okay, or you can write this p. P can be written as, this p vector can be written as, what we can write it, px vector plus py vector. We can write or not? This is a vector form, na? So this will have a component along x-axis as y-axis. And you know, if you are writing like this, it's along the x-axis and means y-axis. It can be also written as like this. P of I cap means, yeah, you can say px of I cap plus
J cap.
j cap. So what will it happen? Means how it become like this and why it become like this. So one thing you should understand in very clear manner. Let me write first. Okay, px.
I cap J cap are unit vectors.
So this is basically px and py are the magnitude, and I cap and j cap are representing the direction of that vector.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
So direction is along the I cap, that I is a unit vector along x-axis, j is a unit vector along y-axis. We can write here. So this will be the formula where I vector is, I cap is a unit vector along x-axis, and y means j cap is unit vector along y-axis. Okay, one more thing you can write here. So we can write here, or here we can write. We can use a different color pen here, so that it can be, means you can just divide the second and first. Dividing second and first, what you can see, it will be your py by px, and it will be your p sine theta upon p cos theta. So p will be cancelled out. This will be tan theta. So tan theta will be equal to py by px. Okay. So this is also one of the important result. And now one thing you can also do, that is you can just validate this result. You know about the vector addition. So these px and py are at angle 90 degree, isn't it? So you can add these px and py. Okay. If we'll get the resultant p, it means whatever addition we have did, that is correct. Okay. So you can add this px and py at angle 90 degree. So we can write here the px and py are at 90 degree. So p is resultant is basically, you can write here, the resultant you can write under root, this will be your px square plus py square plus 2px py into cos 90, isn't it? And the cos 90 is going to be 0. So you can write here, if you are writing like this px and py and all those things, you can put the value from here px and py, and you can get here r is equal to, this is basically p square cos square theta plus p square sin square theta, and you can take the common p, so resultant will become p only. So from here you can say, the resultant of px and py is equal to p. So we can say these are the component of p vector along x-axis and y-axis. Now it become clear or not? Is it clear to all of you?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
So coming to the next, should we move ahead?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now we are going to do the component of vector along the, means three-dimensional component of vector. Okay. So it is your three-dimensional component of vector. Okay, one more example you can take for the two-dimensional. How you can understand these things in a very well manner. Suppose this is any box. Okay, this is any box, and you are pulling this box at this at this angle. Let's say this is 30 degree. Okay, you are pulling this box at a 30 degree with 10 Newton. Okay, you are pulling this box with 10 Newton at 30 degree with horizontal. So if anyone asked what will be the force acting along x-axis and what will be the force acting along y-axis, so here you can do the component of this 10 Newton. So
Yes,
this
sir.
10 Newton can be divided in terms of the x-axis as well as in terms of the y-axis. So here the force will be Fx and here the force will be your Fy. So Fx you can write it 10 cos 30
cos
directly you
30.
can write, and Fy you can write it 10 sin
10
30.
sin 30.
And whenever you will add this Fx and Fy at 90 degree, you will get the 10 Newton resultant. Okay.
Yes, sir.
That's why whenever you used to pull any object with certain angle, then that object try to move in both directions. That is along the x-axis as well as along y-axis. Suppose अगर हिंदी में समझें कि अगर आप एक किसी भी ऑब्जेक्ट को, मान जी आप घर पे हैं तो आप बेड को अगर उठाते हैं या सोफे को उठाते हैं कुछ एंगल से और खींचते हैं तो सोफा ऊपर भी उठता है और हॉरिजॉन्टली भी मूव करता है. Isn't it? Is it clear or not?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. So
Yes.
coming to the three-dimensional component of vector, let's see what will happen in three-dimensional component. Let's say any vector. Let's say any vector P in 3 dimension making an angle alpha, beta and gamma with x, y and z axis respectively. So this is the case. Suppose any vector is there in 3 dimension that is making an angle alpha with x-axis, beta with y-axis and gamma with z-axis. This is the case. So this is a 3-dimensional figure. So this is your x-axis, this is your y-axis and this is your z-axis. So what you can do, suppose I'm saying that this is the, okay, this is your P vector. Okay, and let's say this is making an angle alpha from x-axis and the beta from this, the y-axis and the gamma from z. Okay, so from the physics point of view, now you can write it like this. So this can be written as, this px will be written as p cos alpha. And you know well जिस तरफ से हम थीटा लेते हैं उसी तरफ कॉस का कंपोनेंट होता है. देखिए ना, ये 30 डिग्री है, कहां से है, हॉरिजॉन्टल से है, इसलिए कॉस कंपोनेंट अलोंग दी एक्स एक्सिस आया. तो एंगल भी आपका इसी के अलोंग है, तो इसके अलोंग जो px आएगा, मतलब component of p vector along x-axis is your basically the px, that is p cos alpha, and component of y vector, component of p vector along y-axis is p cos beta, and component of p vector along z-axis, this will be your p cos gamma. Okay, so you can write like this, and this px can be written as, or this p can be written as, how this p can be written as, this will be written as p vector is equal to px plus py plus pz, or you can write in terms of the unit vector, this will be your px I cap plus py j cap plus pz k cap. So one thing you should remember, Why I am not putting here the vector sign? Because you know this is the vector, and this is px is basically the magnitude. Magnitude along the direction is written by this unit vector, and this will be representing your magnitude. Okay, so this will be the case.
Yes.
And when you are going to add these vector, so the resultant you can write like this. Resultant of this will be your, I will let you know how we used to find out the magnitude of any vector. I will let you know. From here you can just see if there is any vector. If you are willing to calculate the magnitude of this vector, then the coefficient of the unit vector can be just square and sum. Okay, the coefficient of unit vector can be squared and sum for getting the magnitude of that vector. So if you are willing to calculate the magnitude of this vector, what we can do, we can just square and add the coefficient of the unit vector. So it will become px square, py square, pz square. Now we can put the value here. So what value we can put here? The px is p cos alpha. So this will be your p square cos square alpha plus p square cos square beta plus p square cos square gamma. And cos square alpha plus cos square beta plus cos square gamma is equal to 1. So resultant will be your p. So r will become equal to p when. So this you need to write. We know cos square alpha plus cos square beta plus cos square gamma is equal to 1. So we'll take the common p square, and when it will come out of the square root, so it will be p only, and this summation of this square of the means cos square means square of the cos alpha, cos beta, cos gamma, this will be 1. Okay, so this become the 3-dimensional component. Okay, so in this way you can just find out the 3-dimensional component of any vector. Okay.
Yes.
Okay, now coming to the another aspect of this basically the vector. So now we are just going to study the very important thing, that is a subtraction of vector. Okay, once we'll understand the subtraction of vector, we'll solve the question on the basis of the subtraction. So one may ask, is there any rule to find out the subtraction of vector? No, there is no such a rule to find out the subtraction of vector. So how we can find? So this
By
can
adding positive and negative vector.
yeah, exactly. That's a true. We can just add one positive and one negative vector to get the subtraction of the vector. Okay. So this we are just going to write here. Subtraction of vector, and I will also ask the question on the basis of this topic, and I will try to solve at least 10 question on the basis of this topic, subtraction of vector. So you can see, let's say there are two vectors A and B acting at angle theta, acting at angle theta as shown in figure. So if you are writing that there are two vectors, you can write like this. This is your A vector, and this is your, this will be your B vector, and they are at angle theta. So this will be the angle. So this will be angle theta, isn't it? So this will be your resultant of the vector. So this is going to be A vector plus B vector, magnitude of A vector plus B vector, isn't it? So if you are willing to calculate this, A vector is this is basically your A vector plus B vector, and this is the A square plus B square plus 2AB cos theta. We have studied so far. Okay, we have studied this one now. Okay,
Yes,
now
sir.
we are just willing to find out the
Yes, sir.
A vector plus of minus of B vector. So here we should have a negative of B vector. So how we can just draw the negative of two vector, means negative of any vector? So we have discussed two methods. Suppose any vector is there. This is, let's say, B vector, and we are willing to make negative of it. So we can just draw like this. This will be minus B vector. Or if it is like this, B vector, and it is its starting point, and you can draw like this. This will be also your minus B vector. Either you can draw like this, either you can draw like this. It depends upon the situation. We'll also do these things in when we will using the law of parallelogram, when we are using the triangle law of addition. So we'll be doing these things. So for making this B vector be negative B vector, so what we'll do here, we'll just extend this line in back direction. So with equal magnitude. So now this will become how much? Minus of B vector, isn't it or not? Is it clear or not?
Yes, sir.
Okay, this become the minus of B vector. Now the resultant of these will be this. This is the resultant of what? A vector plus of minus B vector. Okay. So now you can see the angle between them. The angle between them will be, this is the angle. How much it is? How much it is? Let me
180
know.
minus theta.
Yeah.
180 minus
180
theta.
minus theta.
Yeah, this will be your 180 minus theta. So whenever you are subtracting, whenever you are subtracting, or you can say whenever you are adding one positive vector and one negative vector, then there must be the angle. Okay, there must be the angle between the two positive vector and one positive and one negative vector. So if you are putting negative sign here, so while solving it, you have to be very careful. You have to write here A square plus B square plus 2AB cos 180 minus theta. And you should also know that cos 180 minus theta is nothing, is equal to minus of cos theta. Okay, cos 180 minus theta is minus cos theta. So this will become, how much it will become? A vector minus of B vector. So this will become
A square
A square plus B square cos 180
2AB cos
theta minus cos theta minus 2AB cos theta.
theta.
So here the interesting formula is this one, but you should remember one thing. What you should remember? If you are putting minus sign here during the subtraction of vector, then the theta must be taken the angle between two positive vector. मेरी बात फिर से समझिए मैं क्या कह रहा हूं. अगर आप सब्ट्रैक्शन करते हैं और माइनस साइन यहां लगाते हैं, तो यहां थीटा कौन सा लिया जाएगा? जो दो पॉजिटिव वेक्टर के बीच का एंगल होगा. अगर आप पॉजिटिव और नेगेटिव वेक्टर के बीच का एंगल लेते हैं, तो आप इस फॉर्मूला को यूज करिएगा, यहां प्लस साइन यूज करिएगा. ओके, लोग कंफ्यूज होते हैं यहाँ पे, इसलिए मैं आपको ये एम्फेसिस, ये इस पे जोर दे
Please, once again, sir.
या आई विल टेल. मैं ये कह रहा हूं कि whenever you are taking, means this formula applicable when angle is taken between one positive and negative vector. ओके, और ये फॉर्मूला कब लगाएंगे? angle is taken between two positive vector. कर सब्ट्रैक्शन रहे हैं, लेकिन यहाँ पे एंगल कौन सा ले रहे हैं, दोनों पॉजिटिव वेक्टर के बीच का, लेकिन फिर यहाँ माइनस साइन लगा दे रहे हैं ना, इसलिए ये आ जाना है. तो यहाँ सब्ट्रैक्शन का दोनों फॉर्मूला है, तो आपके दिमाग में होना चाहिए कि कब कहाँ कौन सा यूज करना है. दिस विल बी एप्लीकेबल. यहाँ cos 180 माइनस थीटा जो भी आप लेंगे, अगर लगाएंगे तो वो क्या लेंगे, एंगल बिटवीन वन पॉजिटिव एंड वन नेगेटिव वेक्टर. तो आपका सिंपल एडिशन ऑफ वेक्टर हो जाएगा. ओके, इज इट क्लियर?
Yes, sir.
Okay, let's have quick means a question on the basis of this. Okay, the question on the basis of this is, question is that a person is moving with 50 km per hour. Suddenly he turns to his right. His right without changing his speed. Without changing his speed. Find change in velocity. बताइए जरा भाई, कोई बताएगा?
Yes.
बंदा जा रहा था सीधे 50 किलोमीटर पर आवर से, वो अपने
हाँ.
राइट हैंड साइड पे मुड़ गया विदाउट चेंजिंग हिज स्पीड. व्हाट विल बी चेंज इन वेलोसिटी?
सर बताएं सर, 1 minute सर.
So the
50 root 2 kilometer per hour.
अच्छा, Anshuman is saying that 50 root 2. So who else is
Kilometer.
who else is agree with Anshuman?
अरे कोई एग्री नहीं कर रहा.
Let's see here. Just make this diagram: north, south, east, west. He was moving like this. Suddenly he turns to his right without changing his speed. Suppose velocity was v1 here and v2 was here. Velocity है change हो रही है क्योंकि direction change हो रहा है, but the magnitude is same. So you are willing to find out the change, मतलब final minus initial. Final minus initial. And now you can see what you are will be using. The angle between two positive vector is 90 degree. So you will write here v1 square plus v2 square plus minus 2v1 v2 cos 90. Cos 90 is 0. So this will be your v1 square plus v2 square. So this will be your 50 root 2.
Yes sir, सही.
So we'll be discussing the question on the basis of this subtraction of vector in next class. Okay, that is tomorrow. Okay, the time is
Yes.
just over.
Yes, sir.
So we'll connect tomorrow and we'll discuss these things. Okay. Okay, that's it for today.